Hi, it's Jared from Strong Roots Farm. Today I'm going to start a 5-point video series. Today's going to be point 1 over the 5 things you need to know before gardening. 5 things I think you should focus on that I wish somebody would have showed me earlier. That's starting today.
Hi, I'm Jared McGinnis. Thanks for joining me and my family on this adventure where over the next 2 years we're going to show you how to change an average subdivision home into a local, sustainable food source for you and your family. From market gardening to orchards, greenhouses, and water catchment systems, it's all right here on Strong Roots Farm.
All right, so we're inside in my office here. Get started. First off, I want to talk, and I'll hit these points as I go through. There's typically 3 type of people that I'm going to try to relate these to. So one would be your home gardener. The other would be what I would call a market gardener, community gardener, somebody who you don't have very many customers, but you have a small plot of land, you want to grow your own food, maybe a homesteader. That's kind of the second level. And then the third level, we're going to be market gardener, market farmer, urban farmer, somebody who's trying to make a living at this or at least make a side job for this, to do this for an income. So there's really those 3 levels as we talk about gardening and the things that I'm showing you. So, and I'll relate those as we go through these lessons, the people who I think should pay attention to each one, okay? Point number 1, educate yourself. Okay, so there's a lot of things that are very different from when I started farming or very different how I grew up to now. There's a lot of education. It's a great time to become a farmer as far as material goes, research goes, education goes. So I'm going to go through some of these things that I think you should know that you might not think about, and some of the stuff that I think you should read, some of the things I think you should do. But step 1, part 1, point 1, educate yourself. So here we go. So educating yourself, first thing is read and watch videos. So you're watching a video now, you've kind of got this YouTube thing down. There's tons of education here, but I'm going to recommend 3 books that I think you should read that are must-haves. This is for all 3 layers of growers, okay? So the first one is J.M. Fortier's The Market Gardener, all right? You can pick this up on Amazon. I definitely recommend this book. These are very good books for me, analytical books. I'm not a reader. And so I'll clue this in with you. I've gone into people's libraries and they have novels and mysteries. That's retarded to me. I'm not politically correct, but I think reading for enjoyment is ridiculous. Watch a movie. It's a waste. It's a life suck for me. That's just how I view reading. I'm not against reading if you like that, but I would rather waste my time on other things than reading a book. That being said, and I point that out about myself, because if I'm telling you to read a book, it will definitely increase what you're going to do, okay? So the first one is The Market Gardener by J.M. Fortier. Like I say, easy read, very analytical, goes over crops, tells you what to do, tells you his settings, gives you his crop plans, goes over watering, amendments. It's all in here. So I like, the Audibles or the Kindles where you can buy a book and download it. Do not do that. It's important for me, I think it's important that you own a copy of this because you'll be able to fold over corners, highlight stuff. This is not just an enjoyable book to read, which it is, but it's also a research book that you need to keep on the shelf that you can pull off and read. Another one that goes along with that is The Urban Farmer by Curtis Stone. You definitely should read this book, okay? You should own this book just like you own this book. There are points in here. The biggest thing that I always go back to this book and look up is the Jang cedar settings. So I'll go over tools later on a cedar, but he has all the settings. So if you're planning on buying a Jang, he goes over different tools as well. It has all the settings in there. It goes over all the spacings. So you can flip right to that crop, carrots, bam, bam, bam. Go to Johnny's, here's the seed, here's the variety he bought, here's the spacing he used, here's how much watering he did. It's all right here in this book. A must read. The third book that I recommend, I don't actually own, and it's Ben Parker is the guy's name, and it's called The Lean Farmer. So I definitely recommend this book. All 3 of these books you can get on Amazon. Okay, so log in, Ben Parker, The Lean Farmer. So why don't I own that book? So I haven't kind of gone over what I do on a daily basis, but the reason I don't own the Lean Farmer is because I am a continuous improvement engineer for a very large manufacturer. I have a good job. That's why I'm not trying to turn gardening into a lifestyle or a job. I'm not trying to replace an income, even though it's, I like it and I would do it. But I have a good job. I enjoy designing stuff and manufacturing things, and I have a Green Belt Six Sigma, and I understand Lean, and that's what I do every day. I'm very well versed in Kaizens and all these things. So if you have no clue what I'm talking about, if I'm speaking Japanese or Chinese to you, you're right. That's what Kaizen is. So this all came from Toyota and different things, but it's leaning up processes. And so the best way to talk about it is, if you have a greenhouse or a plot of land and you produce $10,000 worth of money, American logic would say, buy the same amount of plot of land, do double the work, and you'll make 20. Lean philosophy says, no, get rid of your waste that you have on the $10,000 piece of land and produce 20,000 on that same piece of land. So the Lean Farmer talks about that, and it's about reducing steps, minimizing workload, doing ergonomic things, where you lift, how you lift, those things. So leaning up your farm, that's a great book. And if you don't have that philosophy in your daily life, it's second nature to me. My refrigerator is lean. My wife hates it. So my closet, the way I hang my clothes is lean. My closet is color coordinated and put in order by shirt sleeve length and then collar. So she doesn't like that. My drawers I can't get away from it. It's in my mindset. I do it every day. So that's the reason I own that book. It's what I do for a living. So I have read the book, and then I think I borrowed it and gave it back to that person, but I don't own it because I kind of get what he's talking about, and it's day to day for me. So if you don't do that though, that's what you should definitely pick up that book. That's the 3 books that I think is worth wasting your time sitting down and reading, because it will not be a waste. It will be beneficial to you, and they will pay yourself back. The next thing I think you need to educate yourself on, other than farming, the farm-specific books, is I have 3 things that I think that are not in those titles of farming, but that will directly impact your business. One is lean. So we've kind of already talked about that. Understanding what lean is and doing things efficient. Understand how to make your farming efficient, because the one thing that you cannot purchase or gain back if you lose it is time. Okay, so that's what lean's about. The next thing is debt and money. You need to understand money. So you need to do some research on knowing money, know how to use it, know how to invest it. You should understand P&L sheets a little bit. Okay, you don't have to be an accountant, but you should understand those things. You should understand what percentage of your income should be seed cost, what percentage should be labor, what percentage should be rent, and make sure that those things are in line out. So understanding debt and how it affects you, and hopefully you go into zero debt doing this, but understanding debt, understand how to leverage debt, and understanding money, that's important to this. The last one is cooking, eating, being healthy. Okay, so this is a huge thing. I think you should study how to cook every product that you're going to make, and what are the health benefits from it. So do you really need to know what the health benefits are from tomatoes to be a farmer to raise a tomato? Not necessarily. You don't need to know that taurine comes from a tomato, but it helps. If you get well versed in cooking, you're going to know how to sell your product better, I believe. So you're going to want to raise products that you cook. If you don't know how to cook kohlrabi right now, you may try, and understanding cooking, then you can sell that product. You can raise more of that product to sell to somebody else. I didn't have bok choy till 3 or 4 years ago. I love that stuff. So you have to understand that. Just so you're aware, when I do research, I spend half of my time researching food, not necessarily farming. So I watch just as many cooking videos as I do farming videos, because it's important to understand how to grow healthy food and then how to turn that healthy food into my body mass. Okay? The last thing that you need to do to educate yourself is your market. You need to understand marketing and what your market is going to be for where you live. So now if you're a home grower or perhaps a homesteader, you can leave this out. This doesn't affect you as much as the other things all did. But if you're going to try to make money at this, you need to know your market. You need to not plant stuff in the ground if you do not know how to sell it, if you do not know where it's going to. Now, to a point, if you say, hey, I've got signed up for this farmer's market, I would not sign up for a farmer's market that I have not attended while it was running. So I can see the customer base that's actually there. So I can see what other people are selling. And I would look for avenues of products that they don't have. I know I can grow great salad mix. Nobody here has salad mix. That's an opportunity. If everybody there, if there's 12 booths and they all have great salad mix and there's only 100 people there, that's not a great farmer's market. I believe it was Joel Salatin that said, if you can't make $2,000 on a Saturday of sales at a farmer's market, you should not go to that farmer's market. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm not going to spend 8 hours sitting at a table selling lettuce if I can't bring home $2,000 worth of $2 bills in my pocket, okay? Or two $1 bills, whatever. You get the point. So know your market. Know who you're going to sell to. If you haven't talked to restaurants before about buying stuff, my first restaurant experience was, he said it's great. He would love to buy from me. He would love healthy food. Nobody here in the area grows what I'm growing. He wants the stuff, but he needs it 12 months a year. If I can only provide 10 months, he's not interested. I didn't know that until I got started in that. Till you go when you talk to restaurants. So you need to know your market, and you need to know it well before you put stuff in the ground, in my opinion. Or start small. Start as a home gardener, a homesteader, sell to the 2 or 3 people next to you that you live next to, and then decide, okay, I can do this big. Start small like that. That's always a great recommendation, is to start small and build up. But you need to know your market. So let's go over all this all again. Point number 1, thing I wished people would tell me before I started farming was, the first one is educate yourself. So we talked about the books. If you read those 3 books, you're going to be started right away. You're going to have the itch. You're going to know it. Next is you need to understand lean a little bit. It would help to know that. You need to understand money, how it works, how to add it up. That seems like elementary. But if you've never done P&Ls and been in business meetings and never done that, it can be foreign to you. So I recommend you get some spreadsheets. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, it might be worthwhile to hire somebody as an accountant to help you with that, to get started. And the last is understand cooking and eating and being healthy and those things, and knowing your market on those things. Understand what food people want, what food people are eating, and how you can sell it to them. So I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Remember, this is step 1 of 5, so I will have 4 more videos with these things, and I will get them wrapped up this month, so stay tuned for those.
As always, thanks for watching. Tell your mama and them. Subscribe and comment to continue with us on this journey. And don't forget to check out Noah Smith at noahsmithmusic.com.